Alright, we are going to navigate to the house. I'm going to take it up here to the stop sign myself. If I put it in, so we're in 10.1.2 right now, so if I put it into autopilot, you'll see it moves to the center of the road. See how that's in the center of the road there? And it's just adjusting the shadows a little bit. I'm going to take it out here and bring it over because we got people walking up. Put it in autopilot up to the stop sign here. Car's doing the driving. Stop at the stop sign. See if it creeps a little bit. No, see no creeping at all, so it's just stuck at the stop sign. And I'm going to bring it up a little bit. I'm going to take it out of cruise on autopilot and then let go myself. So no creep line here. Then I'll put it back in autopilot. Back on. That'll do its thing. I should be getting the 10.69.2 software hopefully this week, and we'll go from there. But I just wanted to give you a drive in the current version of 10.1.2 so you can see what it's like doing this route. This is a common route that I take from my parents' house to my house. There is a roundabout that we go through to get there, and some interesting turns, but we'll come up here and right on red. We'll see how it handles this. Creeps up and it should just go, but there it goes. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Okay, we got a couple bikers up here on our right. Let's see when it sees it here. It should slow down when it sees it. There it sees them. It's slowing down. Should go around. Does this typically pretty nicely. Speeding up. Swerve back into the lane. Oh, sorry about that. That was my fault. My bad. It doesn't take much to take it out. I mean, just a little bit of tension on the wheel and it pulls it out. And just so you know, we're in a Model Y 2020. Early VIN. So it has the radar, but obviously with the full self-driving beta, that's all turned off. It has a lot of times it has trouble finding the left-hand turn lane at this light, so we'll see how it does here. This is a little rise, a little hill. Did pretty good that time. Left-hand turn, there's a little median out there. Should creep out and then find that median. There it is, and then away we go. FSD is set in average mode right now, and I have the cruise set to be +4. Pretty simple drive up the hill and down by the lake. This time of day we get a lot of shadows on the trees, as you can see out there, so we'll maybe experience a little bit of shadow braking occasionally. I will get that. Nearest car is probably about a quarter mile behind me, so not too bad. Also, just so you know, on cruise, you know, when I put my phone up here and I'm watching like I have the Waze app open or something, the car tends to be -1 of whatever that is. So if I'm at 46, the car's actually doing 45 according to GPS. Yellow light, picked it up pretty well in the bright sun. Come to a stop. Yeah, the sun's shining right on these lights, so it's a little bit bright sometimes. It's hard for a human to actually see it, but the car does a really good job of picking it up. Speed limit changes here to 35. We can see my cruise is set to 46 max right now. Just saw it change to 35, set me to 39, but it will sometimes take a while for the autopilot to slow down when it sees the speed change. So if I come through that light on a green, sometimes I won't get down to speed until like here, which is a really long time. Hopefully we'll see it. There's a spot we're going to transition here in about 2 miles that goes from 35 to 25, and it takes a long time for that slowdown to occur. So normally I'm thumb wheeling down and slowing myself down prior to getting to that point. But through here it's a pretty easy drive. We're going to go here and then we're going to drop down the hill along the lake and wind through. But shadows are pretty thick right now, so we don't really see it, but we'll see if we notice anything as we go down the hill. Been watching a lot of the 10.69, 1 and 1.1 videos. It looks pretty impressive. Looking forward to some of the left-hand turns. There's some things here that in 10.12 I've tried them. I've let the car kind of figure it out, but it's like stopping in the middle of intersections sometimes after making a turn, or just doing these really weird things, stopping too far before a stop sign. There's a little break right there. As we go down the hill, that was more of I can't see over the hill as it was coming down to the left. Got some dark shadows, so no real issues here. This should be all shadowy down this hillside here. Got probably about 3, 4, 5 cars. Looks like, yeah, line of cars behind me. So if something does go sideways as we get down here, if I get any kind of hesitations or anything like that, I'll probably intervene. But I really haven't had to intervene yet. So it's been doing pretty good. Sometimes as we get down to this corner here, you see it drop down over the hill and does a left-right little S-turn here. Sometimes the car will slow down a little too much. Sometimes it just cruises through just fine. Right now it's doing pretty good because of the shadows. See how wide it will slow down right there, 38. And a little wide there, which it tends to do. And does good through here, lines itself up. We're going to go over this little rise and up around a corner here. You'll see it probably begin to slow down. Sometimes it has problems with this corner. Got a lead car out there in front of us. The lines kind of fade in and out. There's a little slowdown right there. You see it drop to 36. And then pick back up. It should drop to, there's the 25 drop right there. Slowed down pretty quickly, but we do have a lead car. Now this is one of those weird roundabouts. The splits up here. It's supposed to stay to the right and then turn right. We got cars coming up on our left, and we'll see how the car handles with those. I'm gonna let it do its thing, and it yielded, and it's thinking, it's stuttering, and I'm gonna give it a little gas. Yeah, that was really jerky. There was a white Prius coming from the left, and it was just being too weird. You know, people see that and they like, what the heck is that guy doing? Kind of scenario. So this is the place where we come around up this hill to the right. It'll drop from 35 to 25, and we do have a lead car in front of us, so it may drop quicker, but we'll see how slowly this comes down. There was a shadow break right there. Car in front of us is slowing down already, so we should be good. It's coming down a lot quicker than it normally would. Normally it doesn't bleed out from a slowdown perspective for a little while. Good and cautious there. These shadows here I can feel the car kind of giving these little momentary hesitations, being a little weird. And I've got a guy right behind me, so I'm not gonna give the car the opportunity to figure things out. If I have to give it some gas, I'll give it some gas, as it were. Sorry, old school talk. Gas, accelerator. Gas is a much shorter word. It normally has problems here at this corner. It sometimes thinks the center lane is a left-hand turn lane. Let's see how it does here. A little jerky, going slow. Handled that pretty well. Cut the corner a bit. Little jerk there on the wheel. And this is the hard one. It drops down to the right here. So imagine being in San Francisco and going down to the right. You would think you would have good numbers here, and it's fighting it. It's fighting it, and it found it a little wide there. The truck behind me dropped off, so we'll see how the car handles down here at the bottom of this hill. We're going to take a left-hand turn. Blinker came on too early. Should be turning here, getting into the lane. It's doing pretty good. Normally it has a hard time finding this lane. See it jerk there a little bit. That's not too bad. Better than it's done sometimes. So overall, not too bad. But there you go.